Yay, welcome to the show. I have Karen and Tyler, and they are in a new movie at CBS TV, original movie on their network. The everyone is getting into Christmas right now. I feel like it used to be like this little guilty pleasure where people would sometimes watch it, but then now everyone's watching it. So, Karen, how was it like joining the Christmas world? Because I know Tyler has done some Christmas movie. What about you?
Tyler's a pro
Yeah.
in this world. I
We're all
knew
a
I,
pro at Christmas.
but I knew that I was in good hands as far as like having a scene partner who knows this genre well.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this was my first time, and I feel so lucky because I feel like my holiday bucket list, everything got ticked off. Got to sing, get back to my music roots. Um,
Right.
got to have an amazing scene partner like Tyler, who's so insanely talented, and share this journey with him. Have an amazing director, Monica Mitchell, who's an actor's dream, and our crew. And yeah, it was, and sing original Sheryl Crow music.
Yes, which
I
is
feel really
fabulous.
Yeah.
spoiled. I feel really spoiled, and I feel like this experience has totally ruined me now.
Yes. Now
um,
she's one of the executive producers. How did that happen? That's like awesome.
Well, because when Robert Tate Miller was writing the script,
Mhm.
um, he came up with the title of the film, and then they were talking to shout, chip in here, chime in,
No,
Tyler.
no, that this all sounds right. Yeah.
Um, and she wrote this song around the film, and what a
Wow.
song it was. I mean, she's a legend. We both grew up listening
It's
to her.
such a beautiful song, and you sing it so well. It's out right now, right?
It's out now.
Yes, everyone, you got to check it out before the
Yeah,
movie. But no, it's so
definitely.
good.
Yeah, no, to be able to record is one thing, the song, but to release it on all the music digital platforms, like I said, it just took me right back to my music roots, and that was something that was so fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. So tell us more about the movie. Yes, you are a songwriter who stop writing, stop doing anything in the music industry, and then we have Tyler's character who comes and wants your song. And how was that dynamic with like working together? Was it like who's like makes pranks in the movie where you might mess up on your lines? Like, what was those moments when you're like filming and you're like trying to be serious? Because I know it's like you try to be upset with him and like someone breaks character. Like, I just felt like that probably happened.
Oh man, we're both laughing so much of the time.
Yeah.
And we get to be in such hilarious random situations, like
Hmm.
so there's always just something funny to laugh at. But like there's this one scene where I had to put some whipped cream on a pie, and this whipped cream special can they gave me kept exploding. So like I'd start this kind of romantic flirty scene, and then there'd be whipped cream all over both of us in an instant. It's just stuff like that where you're like, okay. So it's actually amazing that a movie got finished in that whole process. And I don't know when that happened, but somewhere between all the laughing, it got cut. But it was just a lot of random stuff.
I'm laughing just even remembering and thinking of it because Tyler's being really kind, but oh God, it was too easy to laugh so much. I mean, that whipped cream first went all over Tyler,
Hmm.
and his face was a picture, and then his face was a picture again when it went all over the crew. The camera guys in front,
I mean,
and the third try, there's a reason why I'm wearing an apron. Is
Uh-huh.
because
oh
Tyler on
right,
the
they had to
tape
put an apron on you in that scene
over my silk satin blouse,
Oh
and
wow.
because I ruined the shirt.
they didn't have
And it
a.
was like a nice fancy shirt too. Usually they have a double. So like if something happens, but this was like her wardrobe was like impeccable. There's only one of these shirts. And I just explode whipped cream all
Oh
over it. They're
wow.
like, okay, it's just stained. So we have to put her in an apron now, which like worked out, but it was like, oh my God, I
Oh,
forgot about that.
my cheeks are just so sore just thinking of it because along there too, there are a lot of cheeky innuendos, which I love so much
Hmm.
about the film too. But that gave us a lot of giggles. Well, I couldn't keep a straight face. It was really hard to keep a straight face.
I bet. Like I
Time
can
is good.
tell when I was watching, I was like, there's a lot of serious moments. But I'm just like, I bet something happened through a
You
lot
know
of
what though? I just realized a lot of these aren't like necessarily funny. Like a lot of Christmas movies like aren't supposed to be. Like this one's so funny. Like there's so
right,
much funny stuff through it. It really is. Like, which I just kind of realized is kind of unique. Some of them are funny, but a lot of them are just heartfelt, straight through, or romantic. But this one has a lot of
right.
funny stuff, I think.
Yes, it's bringing the comedy. CBS is bringing the comedy for
Yes,
Yeah.
CBS.
I feel like they've elevated the whole holiday genre, you know, and with our film, I mean, not that I'm biased at all, but you know,
We
I
elevate the entire holiday with this
Yes,
film, like more than just the genre. Like,
for sure.
it's like Santa Claus and then our movie.
in our movie, yeah,
Which
yeah,
I love.
Right, I would say Rudolph, and then
yeah.
How long did it take to film your movie? Because I know sometimes these can be quick and like, um,
About a month.
like
a
yeah,
month.
about a month.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
y'all really got to and like explore and get to know each other on set and
Oh yeah.
part of like a family. Because I know a lot of times these movies are like 15 days in and out. So, did you guys have like a special like Christmas moment on set with each other before like the ending or the final
We
wrap
had
party?
like a nice little social moment in the beginning. We were working so much that and we spent like we were on set like 12 hours a day or whatever. So almost all our time was like working together, but which is I was just telling someone the other day, I actually like feel like I get closer with people when I'm working because there's this like goal that everyone has. So not only are you being social and friendly with each other, but you're also working together and helping each other. And there's something like extra intimate about that or whatever. And especially when you like the people you're working with and you know it's for a certain time amount of time. But we had like a great, I mean, obviously Karen and I got on right away. Monica Mitchell, the director, was like an old friend of mine. And and then Toby, who is the DP, is this guy's amazing, and he's a Brit as well. And so Karen and he took Monica and I out to this Sunday roast, which I'd never been to before. It's like a traditional British Sunday lunch, so which was such a cool moment. That was probably like our big main moment before we started filming to all get to know each other, and that ended up being the core four. You know, the whole movie was those four people. You know, so it's cool.
That's really sweet. Now, I used to live in England, so I got to experience two Christmases over in that great city. So, oh my God, how is it like, experiencing Christmas in England, like with your family? Do you come from a big family, Karen?
England does Christmas better, huh? We just like that's just true. I've never been there, but I just think that yeah.
Well, they
Wow.
had this big festival that's like in the park, I
No.
remember in Hyde Park, and it was like so magical. I was just like, this took my breath away. So I
Yeah, I
want
don't think I've
to
been there during Christmas. Yeah, that's
Oh,
amazing. Oh,
Europe in general over Christmas is just so magical. I mean, it could be the backdrop of any perfect holiday film, truly,
for
because
sure.
oh
you
right, like the Berlin Christmas markets and
know,
stuff like
it's
that. And like,
Christmas market, and there's actually
wow.
a Christmas. Speaking of Christmas market, at the Distillery District in Toronto, Tyler, because I know that you're not far from there. My mom
Yes.
has a store there, but
Okay.
they do one of the best Christmas markets there.
That's
Yeah.
You have to tell me about where that is because I'd love to
I
go
will.
up there and
I'll
check it
send you
out.
all the details. But Christmas markets is part of the European culture, you know,
mhm.
and if you
Oh,
do, they've got on Hyde Park, they transform it.
wait, can I ask you a question? What's a
Yeah.
Christmas market? Like
So
what
it's
is
like
that?
think of it like a holiday Christmas festival where you've got all these huts, you know, and they
It's
serve
like a farmer's market, but like with Christmassy things.
Christmas
Yeah.
themes. So like ornaments, usually artisan stalls, you know, that celebrates local talent, you know, with
Oh, and places to buy like cute
yeah,
Christmas presents and
Yeah.
stuff. And
And
like,
food.
oh,
Food is like key
yes.
to like
And
different
food is
vendors will
oh.
like
come
the
out.
ginormous pretzels or the you name it, the hot cocoa and all that, the mulled wine, eggnog, all of that. And then you've got amusement park rides
This all
for
sounds so classy in America. We're like, we got these big fried donkey ears and we got like all this
yeah.
whatever at our fairs. That's
So I
wild.
know you both would love it so much. It just gets you into the spirit. And of course,
Wow.
they decorate all the high streets in London, and it's
Mhm.
just this festive and joyful. You can't help but smile and get bitten by the whole holiday spirit because they just transform all of London into this winter wonderland.
If we do another one, we should push for a European one
Yeah,
to
exactly.
take place
So
there.
there you go. Melanie
Christmas in
wants to go on
Switzerland.
tour,
Yes.
and then she wants Luke obviously to come, and it's doing
Mm-hmm.
I have a cameo in the background somewhere.
This is all a good idea.
I like the
I
way
love
you
that.
that.
I love that. So did you both come from like big families, small families? Like how did you guys spend the holidays growing up?
Well, yeah, I came from a kind of a big family, but we all kind of got together. My grandma threw a pajama party every year for us,
Okay.
and it would be the big event was a lip sync contest that even right up until honestly until she passed away, she made us do every year begrudgingly, and she only passed
Oh,
away a couple years ago. She was so cute, but we were all like through our 20s, through our 30s, like whatever girlfriend or spouse like had to like put together like a lip sync, and it was always so eye rolly. But every year we did it in our pajamas at my grandma's house with like my cousins and my sister. Anyway, so it's kind of a cute thing, and you're always kind of like, oh God, but when you look back, you're like, wow, it was like the rituals and the traditions that you kind of remember, because
yeah, and that's
it's the same
special.
thing every year, but you change. So it's like a good way to mark time, I guess. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I
yeah,
love that. And so fun. And it sounds like, you come such from a musical family that just sounds like the best
yeah,
thing to do.
a bunch
For,
of hams. That's what they
for
are.
the
That's the opposite of mine. I come from a small family. So
okay.
it's my older sister and I, my nephews and my folks. So but they would always, one thing my parents would always do when I was growing up in Toronto as a kid was they would take me to the local concerts, the holiday, especially during the holiday season. So be it the Philharmonic, or would go see Nutcracker, all of that. And so it's those traditions that kind of stick out in my mind. So if I'm like back in London, I'll go to the ballet and see the Nutcracker, and it just takes me right back to being a little girl, and
Yeah,
just
I love that.
oh, I just love it so much too.
Yes. I like to
Wow.
sometimes I go see the Nutcracker at the UCLA
Mhm.
theater, and it's just so nice. It's just a little treat just to see all the kids too. I like to go during the matinee, like all the little kids are there and then they're
Oh,
all dressed up
cute.
and they're it's so adorable.
That's the
That
best
is
kind,
cute.
the
Turning
best.
into a big kid myself. um, so since this movie is about music, what is your favorite Christmas music or Christmas song? You have a favorite Christmas song?
I'm
You want
supposed
to
to
go?
sing Tyler's song.
Oh yeah.
About
Oh,
Christmas,
I'm
right?
kicking her under the Zoom
We
table
I
know
right
know.
now.
we know
Okay.
you love Tyler's song, but what's really your favorite Christmas
Other than
Christmas?
somebody on the Zoom. You know what I got started on this year is I started like a Christmas playlist with the Phil Spector Christmas album from like the
Oh,
60s, and it's all like
Okay.
the Ronettes and all that kind of stuff. And then Spotify has just been suggesting stuff for me like based on that. And I just keep now this playlist has turned into this like 60s Motowny Christmas seems to be like what we're having here this
Oh,
year.
I
And
love
I love
that.
it.
I
And
love
there's a lot
that.
of like Jackson 5 Christmas in there. And
Mhm.
it's just like that's what this year is like turning into musically. And it's like so fun.
that's
Fun
so
world.
funny that you mentioned like the Motown bit, because I grew up on copious amounts of Motown. Like my parents would take me to the Kool and the Gang, you name it, Lionel Richie,
Mhm.
Smokey Robinson, OJ's I saw when I was a 4-year-old.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, oh my gosh, because they love Motown so much, and I love Motown. That was,
Wow.
my love for music stemmed from Motown.
Mhm.
But I've been having the Motown playlist, the holiday playlist, to like um Dean Martin, to the Anders sisters and Frank Sinatra, all of that playing. I like the old nostalgic Christmas songs more. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously you've got the
Me
Queen of
too. I mean, I'm the same way. It's like always such a downer when, like, I mean, whatever. But like, I don't want to whatever.
Crosby,
No,
Big
no.
Crosby, all of that. I know, right? The
Yes, no, for
nostalgic.
sure. And like, if you're singing a Christmas song, like, I want it to sound like you're like 65 and have been smoking cigarettes your whole life, girl or boy, like male or female, like that just feels. I think also maybe we're stuck in this Coca-Cola post World War II Christmas, but I like that Christmas. Like, that's a cool Christmas. But it's funny. Anyway.
I love that too. No, I feel like it puts you in the Christmas mood when you have that old school Christmas vibe going. Like you
Yeah. And
about
maybe like a lot of the classic Christmas movies are from there. So it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah,
that's
Feels
funny.
cozy.
very
It
Cozy.
cool.
does.
Very, feels very
And
cozy.
they're all like similar thematically, like everyone's finding themselves or going home or
Mhm.
learning some lesson, like they, yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So let's see. What's one of your favorite things you like to do during Christmas? Like
Oh, I love decorating the house. I love
decorating.
decorating, which is why this year hurts my soul so much because we're coming towards the end of a house remodel that's been happening for the last 16 months, and I'm so over it now. But we're moving in next month. So I don't get to decorate the house this year. So that's one thing my mom did. When growing up, she would play, it would be a ritual. She would have her holiday playlist and she would play the vinyl, the good old vinyl.
Uh-huh.
Um, she had her favorites and she would play the Christmas songs, and then she would go up in the attic and grab all the decor, and she'd have these beautiful garlands that she would wrap around the stairwell. And it was pretty much that would get me so excited as a kid. The minute that she started doing it, she'd spend hours trying to, get it right, and it just be so beautiful and festive with all the fairy lights. And I just remember as a kid just sleeping, like getting my sleeping bag and literally sleeping under the tree. She'd find me there sleeping under the tree every
Oh,
night
that's
during
so
Christmas.
Wow.
sweet.
So
I love that.
excited. Yeah. So, I still have my ornaments. Tyler, do you have your ornaments from when you were growing up? Your family?
Yeah, yeah. My mom has them, I think. Yeah.
And so my mom gave me a bunch of them. And I'm such a sop. I was getting all teary thinking, oh my God, I remember this, just
Yeah.
these moments. It just brings back all these nostalgic memories. And I have all these ornaments from my childhood growing up that
Mhm.
my mom's now given to me to put on the tree now. So that's my favorite bit, besides
Yeah.
wine, the glögg, and the eggnog.
Gotta have the eggnog.
Yeah.
Gotta have a little Christmas cheer and some eggnog for sure. Yeah, that's fun. That's no, I love that too, the decorating. That's great. And now that I'm in Canada, the snow, like it's
Snow.
so much fun when there's snow, like and you get into sled and stuff, and it's like Christmas time. That's the
Mhm.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the best. Now, is there a special memory that you can remember, like your favorite Christmas gift that you got from like your parents that you never forgot about? That you just like, ooh, I remember that. Or like that one Christmas
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
can remember that
I
this
mean,
is
it's gotta be up there with all of us, probably it's like our first bike. At some point, whatever age it was, that meant freedom on like a whole other level. Like you were mobile when you had a bike. That's like a whole different thing. Like,
yes.
I don't know. And I was trying to think of like, yeah, my first guitar and stuff, and it was cool, but more like looking back. But like at the time, there's probably no crazier earthquake than the bicycle. I don't even try to remember what Christmas it was that I got it, but I do remember that general feeling of like, dang, bicycle, huh? Leveled up. Wow.
Oh, I love that.
Did you
Mine
have to
were
be home before the like the street lights came on?
Right,
So
right.
freedom, like you had to like be back before it got dark.
Yeah, I'd be like, can I borrow your phone so I can call home real quick? It'd always be like that. And it'd be like, hey, I'm on my way home.
That's too
Now,
funny.
now kids are probably like, Siri, tell mom I'll be home in 15 minutes.
You have a tracker on the bike where your kid's going, right?
Right, exactly.
Oh,
Oh, what about you, Karen?
simpler. Those times are so much simpler then too. Um,
Yeah.
I For me it was a tie between, I was obsessed with these red Mary Jane shoes. Like
Ooh.
I was like dreaming about them day and
Like, how
night.
old were you?
I was 8 years old, and
No
these,
way.
oh my God, these red Mary Jane, because my mom loves shoes.
Yeah.
So we go Christmas shopping, and then I'd see in the window these beautiful red Mary Jane shoes, and I was like, oh my God, I want them so badly.
Mhm.
And my mom got them for me. My mom and my grandma got them for me. And I was so gutted because, as we get older, our parents then dispose of like, clothes and all that. I'm like, no, why didn't you keep those red Mary Jane shoes? And I'll never forget, like fast forward 20 years later, um, I was in London Christmas shopping, and
Mhm.
guess what I see something very similar, but for adults, these red Mary
Ooh.
Jane shoes. And it was like impulse buy. I was like,
Oh
that's
my
it. They look exactly. I was so excited. I still
Wow.
have them. And I love them so much. And they just take me right back to when I was like 8 years old. But it was between that and getting a microphone from my parents, because they knew I loved singing so much.
Oh,
I
yeah.
practiced singing in the basement. So when they got me a microphone, that was it. I thought, oh my gosh, that must mean that they're okay with hearing me sing all the time, even if it's like a wrong note or something, because it's just gonna amplify this now.
I love that. I'm so jealous.
That's
I think
cool.
I had the black patent leather Mary Janes. Now
Yes.
I wish I would have had the red ones, because now I'm a
Wait,
big
I'm gonna Google them just so I can picture what you guys are talking about. Because I don't
I'm
know.
being a fashion girl because my background's in fashion. I love red shoes now as an adult. Like something about them, like I have to have like red shoes. Like I got them for a gift, and now I'm like all about the red shoes. They're just so cute and they pop, and like I wear a lot of black sometimes, and I'm just like I could put on the red shoes. So I'm so jealous about those shoes. Where did you find those shoes at? Was it Selfridges or something? Which store?
It was Selfridges and Marc Jacobs. I was like, immediately when you see something that just takes you right back,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, these are even so much better, and I have them, and I feel like you and I could talk all day about shoes. Now, right now, I'm obsessing over they're bringing back. Sorry, Tyler, very good.
No.
They're bringing back these platform shoes, the velvet ones, and they're like in that burgundy oxblood color.
Okay.
It's so yummy. It's like mulled wine color. It's so lovely.
Oh yeah, I just saw it when I Googled them. They had that on. They had those on there.
And I do miss having mulled wine. Like it would start early at like 8 o'clock. Like people like I used to like. Well, I actually lived in East London. We're gonna have a side chat here. I lived in East London, and of course, my apartment was like fairly new, and my roommate and I got mold in our flat. So we had to go in a hotel that was close by Borough Market, which is one of my favorite bird markets. So I wasn't upset about it, but it was right in the morning, getting close to the holidays, and they had mulled wine like 8 o'clock, already selling it in the morning. And I was like, I'll take it because I'm stressed out. I need some wine right now. But I just miss like they're already like getting like in that festive spirit early in the morning to like at night. Like don't.
It just sets the tone. It just like it's like apple cider, which makes it dangerous.
Right.
But,
Right.
I love holiday baking, and I have it in the background, all the baking shows in the background as I'm like wrapping presents or whatever. I've got all the baking.
Oh my God.
Well, that goes into my next question too about baking and food.
I was just decorating Christmas cookies with she's gonna be 3 in a week, and this is it's like it's just globs.
But it's so cute. It's a memory that you're doing with her.
This is a great cookie. With
the icing on it. Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I know,
and a fistful of sprinkles just on there.
Love it.
Okay, so then we're talking about food. So, Karen, you like to bake. Like, what are some of your favorite dishes? Like, some that you might think is overrated, but then you have to have it anyway because it's the holidays. What's some of your favorite food to have?
It feels really, because I'm an 80s baby, so I feel like, the Yule log, and I used to take it.
Wait, what's the Yule log again?
The chocolate Yule. It's like a Swiss roll.
Oh, yeah.
Log, right? And so it's something that your grandma makes and whatnot. And I used to think, oh, that's easy, and I watch these baking shows. I'm like, Yule, because I watch British Bake Off, and
that's a whole
right? Podcast. And so I'm obsessed with it. And so I'm like, that's easy peasy, until I attempted to make one. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's the simple thing. It's the ones that look simple that are the most trickiest.
Yeah.
Because you got to make sure that when you roll.
Here, that looks tricky. Like every time I see one, I'm like, that is tricky.
I thought it would be easy, but it's not, because if you don't bake, if you over bake it and it's dry, then it cracks. And that's and then you have to hope and pray that you have enough icing to like cover the cracks and everything. I have a newfound respect for those who make Christmas Yule logs, and they're so yummy.
They are yummy.
Wow.
So you only do the baking, so do you leave all the other cooking for like the rest of the family?
Oh yeah, my husband loves to cook. Like he is a phenomenal cook. That is his passion, is to cook. And I think I said when I was in Savannah, we were making Sunday roast, Remember I sent pictures?
Yeah.
And like, because we love to entertain, and
Yeah, and you
so,
both cook really well. That's amazing.
so he
That's
you know
awesome.
yeah, so he kind of likes to take over there, and then I'm like, okay, holiday, I will do the baking. So it'll be like a passion curd tart, or I'll make my choco banana bread, which I normally make and bring on set all the time. I didn't do
Sounds
that, did
good.
I? Oh
No,
Next movie.
no,
Next
but that's,
movie.
I know,
that
but I do
sounds good. I
that
like
all
chocolate
the
banana
time.
bread.
And I always make sure
Right?
that it's like the vegan butter, or like and you would never miss and never know that there's no sugar in it. It's monk fruit sweetener, but they have these choco chips with no, so it's sort of like a
Ooh, so
healthier.
that's healthy. So I can have that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and that's not even a dessert for
Yeah,
sure.
you can have it
Yeah.
with your cup of tea. And of
Mm-hmm.
course,
That's right.
tea is a big
Yes.
thing. Tyler and I
I
had
just
this
have my tea.
ritual. Yeah. Oh, you know, I love that. I knew I loved you for a reason, Felicia. I remember when I met Tyler, when we first met, we got talking about tea pretty
Yeah.
soon on, and I asked Tyler if he was a tea drinker, and he was like, "No," and I'm like, "Oh no, I'm gonna change that." By the end of this film, you're gonna know how to make a good cup of tea,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna turn you into a tea drinker.
Yeah. And by the last week, I was like, is it time for our cuppa?
Exactly. It's like every break. It's like time for tea. Yes, it's time for tea.
Yes, I think we should have a cup.
Yeah, it was a ritual that we do after lunch, so we didn't go into food coma.
I
That's
love
right.
that. Okay, Tyler, you have to tell us what's your favorite dish? Are you doing
Oh, for Christmas? Okay, I make this thing that this is like so dumb, but like my family now it's like, baked spice, like nuts in the oven. So now everyone's like has to have a bowl of Tyler's nuts every year, whatever. It's just a like stupid thing. And now
Right.
like my dad's whole family makes these bags and puts like Tyler's nuts stickers on them because they like I made it a few years and it was like the best thing ever. And now everyone I think I got it from Ina Garden. It was like her baked holiday, whatever, like nuts in an oven kind of a thing, like. But now
Right?
it's
Because in
Tyler's
England,
holiday nuts,
Tyler's nuts is a whole other thing.
and then every year they're like, "Why don't you sell these at your merch table?" And
Tyler's
I was like,
Christmas nuts at the
"Yeah,
Christmas?
they say if you're standing underneath them with somebody, you get to have a Christmas kiss." No, yeah. So they're like maple syrup and the whole thing, and they're so addicting, and I love them.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And
That
you
is
got tasty pies. Remember that? That's the same
That's
thing.
right. Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
oh my gosh, that's so funny.
whew. Oh yeah. Your Christmas nuts sounds delicious. You can probably
You
smell
know what? I'll try
it.
to find one this year. If they send them to me, I won't be seeing them, and I'll post on Instagram or something like that because it's like the same dumb label they use every year, and they just put stickers on them.
I love it.
Oh my God. So now I know like When Christmas is Young is your favorite new Christmas movie, but like what is your actual favorite Christmas movie besides this one that you watch during the holidays, like every year that you have to maybe watch?
That's a tough one.
Elf goes on every year, and it like feels like such a classic. I think that one's on every year. Actually, I never get tired of that one. It's so sweet.
It is.
Mm.
And I have a special story about Elf. When I lived in New York, and I was working for the buying office for Macy's, I was at a lunch break, a team meeting or something, but we had a lunch meeting. And guess who comes walking in? Was Elf. There was
No way.
What?
yes, he was filming doing the time. So like he just walked in full on
Wait,
costume
in the elf costume?
in the elf
Oh,
costume
this is while they were filming that
while
movie?
they were filming. Yes.
Oh my
No
God.
way.
And
That's
we're all just like, he
hilarious.
must be filming something. Like we didn't know the movie was coming out, but yes.
How
Classic.
funny.
Yes, love that. So
Wow.
that's one of my favorite movies too.
Oh, no, that's a good
Convertible.
one. I it's so hard to choose because I feel like I have my list every year, and It's a Wonderful Life.
Mhm.
And then but I also have like the old nostalgia um cartoons that I'd watch as a kid,
Okay.
Mm.
but in the claymation animation, the older one.
Oh yeah.
And Frosty the Snowman,
Mhm.
same thing. And I was so happy. I was so delighted that in the original Frosty the Snowman movie that was animated, but the girl that finds him, her name's Karen. So I was so excited about that, you know, as a little girl watching. So that was one of my favorites. And Rudolph the
How
Red,
funny.
you know, reindeer, like the old cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just love
We had
watching.
them on VHS and then recorded from the TV, and then every year we get to get them out and put them back in the VCR.
Oh, I love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
We also at Thanksgiving, we watch Christmas Vacation. I feel like Thanksgiving's when you can start watching the Christmas movies or whatever.
Especially in America. But when you're overseas,
oh, right.
You start early. You start like in November.
Oh, really?
I usually back in England, I would put I'd put the tree up like end of November. And then I'd take it down probably first week of Jan.
And Canada does Thanksgiving like beginning of October or something. So they get that out of the way.
Yeah. In October.
England doesn't do Thanksgiving. I would have to order a turkey from my neighborhood butcher. So I could have like a Thanksgiving for my friends in England.
I love that you say I'd have to go to the butcher.
Yeah.
The local butcher.
You want to have turkey, everything.
Or you go to the pub. Go to the pub on the weekend and they'll have like turkey and the cranberry stuffing and all of that. With Yorkshire puddings. Tyler loves a good Yorkshire pudding.
Yes, I do. I found out. And I do love a good Yorkshire pudding.
I'm really trying to turn him into an honorary Brit. That's what I was trying to do throughout this whole filming process, was to turn him into an honorary Brit.
Well, it's going to happen because I think your next movie is going to be there. I can see it.
Yes.
I love the idea so much.
Yeah. A part 2. Something could happen. So anyway, we could talk all day, but I want to get one thing out. Like, what's one word that sparks like Christmas joy to you when you hear it? Is there a word that you can think of that just...
One word.
The hard one.
Wonderland.
Ooh, that's nice.
I like that.
I think like magic. We keep talking about that. There's something really like magic about this time of year. No, that's my word.
It's winning, okay?
Pick a different word. No.
Coming out there.
No, that's it.
Did I ask what did you guys love about Christmas now, being adults with the family?
You know what? I still like picking out a Christmas tree. Yeah, I think it was one of my favorite things as a kid, and I still like it, you know, and like you get one every year normally, like even if you're, I don't know, I think even when I was like single living alone, I always like picked one up at the grocery store, like a small one. Like, there's always that moment where you just get one, and that's kind of like a fun moment. This year, like we were all sick, for instance, and we had planned to go out to this like forest and cut one down ourselves, you know, where they let you hike out there. And instead we just went to the grocery store and picked up one that was like covered in a net. And it was still magical. Like it was like unbelievable. Like we're just in a parking lot and it still just has a vibe and everyone's putting them on their car. Anyway, I didn't mean to go on, but that is like my favorite part now, is getting that.
I love that.
I think for me, it's seeing Christmas through the eyes of a child. You know, it's in the neighborhood, like, you know, especially my nephews when they were younger too. They're so funny, and they say, you know, Tyler knows being a dad, they say the funniest things, but they also, you know, just kind of that sense of wonderment. Like even when I was going to the Grove in the Americana because I had to do some Christmas shopping, and you know, you see these lines of all these parents with their kids, and it's so funny. You know, you see different, and I love people watching. So it's really, but I love watching for the first time, because you can just see the stress on the parents. You know, it's either going to go really well or it's going to go too well. There was this one girl, oh my God, I couldn't stop laughing. She was so funny. She was going in and she had this full on like list for Santa, and she would not stop, and they were trying to, like, there's this ginormous line waiting.
No,
she just had to get through. She goes, I'm not done yet, I need to get through this, I need to get through this. And I was just like, this is so funny. But her list was so sweet. It wasn't necessarily, it was a bit of things she wanted, but things that she wanted for her mom and her dad and her brother. Like she was just going through this list. I just thought that was so sweet. You know, just seeing it through a child's eyes is such a humbling reminder of what, you know, the holidays really should be about.
For sure.
I know it might sound like a greeting card, but I really mean it.
No, I agree. Like right now I'm visiting my friends and they have twins, and then it's their first year, and so their eyes are already like bright, and they're like big, and they're like curious about everything. So it's so nice. They're Christmas babies, and so I was like, I have to come and like hang out with them for their first birthday around
Oh
Christmas.
yeah. When's their birthday? Because my daughter was born in Christmas too, around
Yeah,
there.
it was this past Saturday on the 10th.
Oh,
So
that's
we had
cool.
a
How
birthday
funny.
party and stuff. So, and now they're getting some of like their Christmas presents. They're just like, "Ooh, what's this?" In the glittery bag. They're touching. Like
Yeah.
they're just so cute. You just can't help but like want to like
Mm,
see their
right.
expression around Christmas. It
My
does
nephew's
Yeah.
birthday
joy.
is next week. Thanks for reminding me. Because he's a
My.
Christmas baby too.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah. And you always felt bad because when they want to have Christmas parties, of course it's a holiday. So he'd have to celebrate his birthday later on so that he could have Christmas presents and birthday presents. So it wasn't all,
Right.
you
Yes,
know,
yes, yes,
amalgamated into one.
yes. I have other friends that do like a half birthday, so then they have like a party.
I love that. I
It's
love
ridiculous.
that so
Oh
much.
yeah.
I get it.
Good idea.
Yeah. Okay. So this is my last question. I feel like Tyler, you kind of answer it with the trees. If you can keep one thing from Christmas all year long, what would that be?
Mm.
Oh, question. One
One thing.
You know, the tree's cool because of the smell. But you know what else? I know it's like people say it's trashy, but I think it'd be hilarious if we just kept like crazy lights on our house all year. Like that's so funny to me that that's a tradition. I love it. It's so beautiful. But and no one's gonna want to be my neighbor now, but I guess if I could, I'd be like, leave them up.
Well, when you're young, like you think that house is crazy. You're just like, why are they keeping those Christmas lights on? They need to
I
take it.
know, I
But
know.
now with like everything that we've gone through in the world, it's like I need a little bit of joy. Like keep the white lights up. I feel you. I understand you. It's okay.
Yeah.
during the pandemic, when the pandemic first started, people were just doing that. They kept the tree
Mhm.
up longer.
Oh,
Yep.
that's right.
They kept the decorations up longer. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? I love the lights thing that Tyler mentioned. That was good. Oh, God, that's so hard. I
Mulled wine, you'd keep being able to drink mulled wine all year.
no, that'd be
It's
dangerous.
dangerous.
That would not be a good thing. No, no. My waistline would suffer immensely. No, no. What would be mine? See, Tyler gave a good one with the fairy lights.
Yule logs. Maybe you could be making
Yeah.
summer Yule logs and
Yeah, but
spring
again,
Yule
very
logs.
dangerous and not
That's
good.
true. It's true. It's true. All right.
I think
We're
I
just workshopping.
yeah, just I have some of those ornaments I was talking about that or like the snow globes.
Mm,
Um, I have some vintage snow globes that my mom got from her travels when she was younger. And maybe I just keep one or two out just to remind me, of the
nice.
magic of Christmas and all that. I love those. I'm such a big suck for all things decor, like holiday decor and everything. I'm like a kid in a toy shop saying, oh, give me that wreath, give me that garland, if I
Yeah.
could keep that
Yeah.
up on the mantelpiece.
Uh-huh.
Um, just that sense of greenery and being in the forest with the pine cones and the smell of pine cones.
Yeah.
I just think it's just so
You know what's funny about Christmas too? I was thinking as you did this, my dad was like in Vegas and he drove down the strip and he's like, it's weird. There's not one Christmas tree up anywhere. And I'm thinking it's so funny during the holidays that it's so weird if there isn't decorations. And then there's a point where if you still have your decorations up, it's like, why is that person still have a wreath on their door? It's February 1st. You know what I mean? How so quickly it's like it's very weird to have any of that stuff still out, you know?
Yeah.
Like if like I was thinking like if you had a snow globe just like out or a couple like Christmassy Santa snow globes out all year, people would clock it and be like, huh, that's like
Why haven't you
a
taken that
choice.
down yet?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, oh, I forgot
But
to
if there's
mention.
nothing up and it's December, it's like, what do you have no heart or something? It's just so
Mhm.
funny.
We in front of our house, we have a post box, a red post box that we got from England, and it's basically a vintage replica of a red Royal Mail post box.
Oh, amazing.
So when I was checking the mail the other day, I noticed that there were a lot of letters to Santa that were like in our mailbox, and I'm like,
No
wait,
way.
wait, wait. And then sure enough, there's a return address. So I feel
You
like
have to,
I've got
you
to
have to.
I've got to
You've
be
been,
Santa. There's
that's
like
it.
there's 4 letters from these cute little
So
it's
cute.
Santa. And I'm like, wait, am I supposed to open this? Like, am I
Oh my
supposed to? And
God.
then they just drop, they must be in the neighborhood.
Yes, they saw it and they're like,
Yeah.
Mommy.
And like that's Santa's mailbox because it's red, right?
Yeah.
And it looks nostalgic in a vintage one from England. So now I feel
That
like,
is
no,
funny.
am I allowed to read this? And I'm like, well, it's to Santa, and it was in our mailbox. So I'm like, okay. And then I see the return address. I'm like, okay, I have to write back as Santa. And I feel like the pressure is on right now.
Oh, yeah, that's big time pressure. And now you have to have that out like every year.
I
Yeah.
know. Well, it's
And they're gonna grow
You
and
might come
grow.
knocking on your door. They're gonna be like, what happened
That's
to
the next movie. You turn into Santa. Just like that Tim Allen movie. It's like
you?
it was Karen all along. Or she's now new Santa.
what's it right? Oh my
I
God.
love that.
There she
Yeah.
goes.
There she goes.
Karen.
Oh my God. How many are there? Like, you might need help with this.
I've got 4, and it's like
Or
every day we're checking now. But the
okay.
thing is, it's just our normal mailbox. So somehow these kids mistake it for being Santa's mailbox, and so the parents have just gone with it. They're like, yeah, let's just do that.
Or
But
the
then
mailman just drops like a few in every mailbox down the street. He's just like, let's spread these out over town and make
Like,
somebody
I need
else
help.
go.
I'm gonna get
Yeah.
community help with these letters.
Yeah.
it's so I'm just like, oh, the pressure of response. Like, I don't want to let them down, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like
Though that would be cute if the post office like in the city got a bunch of letters addressed to like the North Pole. It would be a cute community thing to be like spread them out, almost like a pen pal thing or whatever, like respond if you want or whatever. But like
I have a
that's
feeling you would write a very highly entertaining letter.
or I'd be sending mine in too.
It would be so cute because I know recently in LA there was like a unicorn license. A little girl wrote to the city for a
Yeah.
unicorn license, and they wrote back was like, "You can have a unicorn license. Make sure that you feed him, sign his horn." Like it was just like the cutest thing ever.
Yeah.
So, Karen, I can see you doing that for the kids for Santa.
Yeah.
You can have your little post-it
Listen
now.
up, CBS.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little green card, a little
Right?
postcard saying,
Oh my
"I got
God.
your letter. Merry Christmas." Something. I don't know.
Great kid this year,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome. Well, this is such a treat. Everyone has to go see you guys' movie. It's airing this Sunday at 8:30 p.m. East Coast time and 8 Pacific Coast time. I mean, is there anything else you guys want to share about your movies before I let you guys go?
I guess just let us know on social media what you guys think after you watch it.
Yes,
I'd love to hear how everyone likes it, but we had so much
yes,
fun doing it.
Please
yes, that would be great.
tag us. Tyler, you're on
Uh,
Instagram
yeah,
and
and Twitter. They're just Tyler Hilton. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Karen David Official on Instagram and
Okay.
Karen David on Twitter. But yeah, tag us, because it'd be so nice to hear everyone's feedback, and then it helps with a sequel.
Yes.
Which kind of gets to sing.
Yes.
Well, I play like a reindeer ranch hand. I take care of the reindeers, and she's like answering letters and eating milk and cookies.
And people, that's what happens. They go to the North Pole. They're like, sod this. Let's just go to the North Pole. And let's do that. Help that out.
That's funny.
I
But
love it. It will be funny. You will be bringing the comedy. You will be bringing the comedy. That's what we need
Yeah.
for Christmas. That'll make us laugh.
Yeah, we had such a brilliant time making this movie. I can't believe it's finally coming out now. And I hope everyone sees how much fun we had. And yeah, it's probably one of the most magical experiences I've had, and it like I said, it takes a village, and what a village it was. It was so special. And the single's out on the title track single is out on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, all that. So I hope it makes it onto everyone's holiday playlist besides Tyler's great songs.
It'll be on the playlist for the next character I play. I'll
That's
put it
right.
on there.
I'm gonna hope that.
I love
Yeah,
it.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.